guys, you're welcome back to our channel. So today, as you can see, we are going to be learning how to make some sweet, soft and very tasty puff puff from the scratch in bulk, especially for your small parties and your get-togethers. And without wasting your time, let's get straight into business. You're going to be needing some flour. This is your all-purpose, your normal flour. Okay, so just go to any cake shop and tell them to give you flour. Now you're going to sift your flour into a bowl, a pot, whatever you have. And the reason why we are doing this is because we want the flour to be lighter. We want to get rid of any shaft, any dirt in our flour. It is a very important step when it comes to baking recipes, your snacks, your cakes. Always start out by sifting out your flour. Okay, it's not just for the sake of dirt, it just makes your flour easy to work with. So as soon as you're done sifting your flour, you're going to now get another bowl. It could be a pot like I am using, a bigger one. Now you're going to measure in. I'm using a measuring cup to just measure in about a kg of your flour. That's about 4 full cup of the 250 ml measuring cup. That's about a kg. That's about 1000 ml, right? Okay, so you're also going to be adding some sugar. We are using just 1 cup of sugar. Okay, so we have in the pot our flour. We're also going to be adding our sugar. Are you guys following? So apart from that, we're also going to be adding some few teaspoons of your baking powder. It's just to make the puff puff a little bit fluffy. Okay, this is not compulsory at all. It is very optional, but if you have your baking powder, you might just as well just add it in. Okay, so just 2 teaspoons is okay. Now apart from that, you need your yeast. This is the main cocoa of your puff puff ingredient. So just get any yeast that you can find. Make sure it could be the active yeast, it could be the instant dry yeast. Okay, so I'm using this particular brand. You can use any brand that you have. Okay, so we are going to be using about 4 tablespoons of this yeast. Okay, so you guys, as usual, the full list of the ingredients when you're done with the video will be in the description box, so just make sure you check it. You guys know I got you all the time. So we're going to just be adding our yeast. We're also going to be adding some salt as well. About half teaspoon of your salt is okay. So when we are done with that, we are now going to add some warm water. Okay, so the full measurement of this water will also be in the description box. But before you add your water, make sure you use your hand, your spatula to just mix your flour mix, like mix it thoroughly. Okay, so as you can see, we are using our hands to mix together, to just mix together very well before adding the water. And we started by adding about half a liter of your warm water, not hot water, not cold water, warm water, because it's going to help the yeast to activate like instantly, like immediately. Because for this puff puff to rise, we need the yeast to wake up, and the best way to do that is by using warm water to shake it up. Okay, so not hot water, because it's going to kill the yeast if it's hot water. So make sure it is warm water, the kind of water that you can put your hands in comfortably. So when you're done mixing, you are now going to use your hand to mix it together very well, just to combine together, just to make sure that there are no lumps, everything is well mixed together. The yeast is not in one corner, the sugar is not in another corner. Just use your hand to mix it very well, as if you are trying to mix amala. But this time around with your hands. So you guys, the last ingredient we're going to be adding to this puff puff mix is going to be this milk flavor. You guys, this is optional, like completely optional, but if you want your puff puff to taste different from the usual, I'd advise you to add this. Okay, so it comes in liquid form. Go to any cake shop, they always have it. About half, maybe 1/4 teaspoon of this flavor. It's okay, you don't need too much. Okay, so it's going to add this very nice sweet milky aroma to your puff puff. Okay, so when you're done adding that, you're also going to just mix together till you get that not too hard, not too thick, rather not too soft consistency. Your puff puff must not be watery. If it's watery, you will not like the outcome. So now we have to cover our puff puff and leave this to rise for at least 20 minutes. Now while our puff puff is rising, we are going to now dice some peppers and some onions. This is completely optional, and we are adding this because I specially requested for it. I wanted onions and pepper in my puff puff. So you guys, I had to just, include this part, but this is completely optional. In fact, we are not going to be making the entire puff puff with these onions and pepper. We are going to divide it into two. So the first batch will be without the onions and pepper, then the second batch will be with pepper and onions. So just make sure you dice your peppers and your onions very, very tiny. Okay, some people also blend their onions and add to their puff puff, but whichever one you want to do, it's okay. So you guys, this is what we have. We have our peppers, we also have our onions. Let's check on our puff puff. By now it should have risen like ×3 the previous size. And here our puff puff, you guys, has risen. It's time for us to fry. So of course, we are frying outdoor as usual. You're going to start by lighting our industrial cooker, and we are going to place a pan of oil on this cooker. You guys, puff puff needs oil, so you should be ready to sacrifice your oil, like use a lot of oil, because the puff puff will have to flow to the top, abi. Okay, so just make sure you use plenty oil. So now it's time for us to scoop our puff puff inside the hot oil. You guys, I'm not an expert in making puff puff. I had to get somebody to come and show us this recipe. This guy is like one of the best puff puff maker in Lokoja, where I currently stay. So I was like, nah, this guy has to come and do it. And you guys, this is it. So I was like, calm down. Why are you rushing? Show us. You see, that molding part is where I don't really know how to do. So he said you're going to bend your hand and then just use the edge of the pot to arrange yourself and drop it in like it is hot. If it's making sense, can you guys just see? So I'm trying my best to show you guys exactly what it's trying to do, because even me, I'm not getting it. I know some of you are experts in molding puff puff. Me, I'm not, but this is looking very, very easy. And then he said that whenever you are scooping and then it's as if the fly is sticking to your hands, you can always wash your hands in the middle of your scooping. So you guys, this is the guy, and this is our puff puff in front of him. So as you can see, the size of this puff puff is quite small. This is like the type that you can add to your small chops. Okay, so if you want your puff puff to be bigger than this, it means that you have to just make your batter bigger than this, and that is all. So you can always control the size of your puff puff depending on what you are looking for, but this size is just perfect for me right now. And the puff puff at this point was already calling my name. I could not wait. The aroma was everywhere. So in the middle of frying, you can always use your spoon to just roll the top of the puff puff so that everything can come out looking even and well fried. Okay, so and then while you're frying, of course, you can be taking out the ones that are getting too brown for you, so that you not end up with burnt puff puff. So this is what we're trying to do. So we took out this 1 2 3 4 5 puff puff that we're already getting like very brown, and then we left the other ones to fry and kept rotating with our spoon till everything was ready, and it was time for us to scoop it all. You guys, just look at that. Hey, look at the puff puff. Is it not entering your eyes? You have to try this recipe. Trust me, if you follow every single detail in this video, the ingredients, everything, the measurements, your outcome is going to be very, very nice. When I gave my neighbors, they were begging me for more. So this is me just trying to scoop. I was like, nah, I have to learn this thing. So I told him, don't worry, let me try the second batch. And you guys, I was scooping nonsense. Look at my hand over there. Oh my goodness. But they said practice makes perfect, right? So don't worry, guys. I'm going to perfect this my scooping game, because I honestly don't like shapeless puff puff, and I'm going to do everything possible to make sure that my scooping game is on point. So I kept trying. It just did not work out. Like the last one was even worse. You guys see the way I was in my hand. What is this? What is happening here? It was terrible. I had to just tell the guy to take over. Like, nah, I can't do this anymore. So this is the second batch. We are almost done with our puff puff, and hear what the guy had to say about it. They already see your mouth.
It's very yummy.
It's very yummy.
You guys have missed it.
As in, you have missed it. So guys, you can always make this at home for your family members, for your guests. It does not have to be outdoor like this. Just make this in your kitchen. So for the final batch, we had to add our pepper and our onions. This is my favorite part. So we added some onions and some pepper as well. So after adding that, we are now going to mix together with our hands, and you can also add some water, just a little bit, because we were doing this outside. It was already getting too thick, so just add a little bit of water, mix together, and continue frying. So if this is your first time on this channel, you're welcome on board. My name is Tbspn, and my mission is to help you become a better home cook. So just make sure you subscribe, because next week we're going to be learning how to make some nice donuts, okay? And today's shout out is going out to X-Star. Thank you for dropping a comment in our previous post. If you want to get a shout out as well, just make sure you drop a comment under this video, okay? And this is me just trying to scoop out the remaining donuts. At this point, I was so excited, and this is what came out of our measurements, okay? So I want you guys to try this recipe. Bye guys.